Got you.
Yeah.
R&B Grammy. Free my brother. It's free to his backwards.
Look. Welcome to another edition of One Mic. This is gonna be such a hot show. We didn't even do a rundown. This is stuff we don't even. This stuff writing itself right now. And so before I get into it, I want to say please check us out at realsportsguys.com. Real Sports Guys on all platforms. You can get our audio stuff on all podcast platforms. We hitting the video. We trying to ramp it up a little bit here. This time around this year, we always bring a new wrinkle in every year, but man, it's at the point right now we don't even do rundowns. We just come in ready to shoot. We running a triangle offense. Everybody know where their spots are. We gonna keep it moving. But let me bring my co-host into the building. What's up, my man? South Side is in the building. How you doing?
Do well. Can't wait for the show. It's gonna be really, I think, hot show, man. We got a lot of
Oh
materials,
man, we got a
so
lot of
no running around
material.
me.
I might have to just get off in the corner and then let y'all run the ISOs. The format gonna be a little bit different. We just gonna flow with this one. Well, we got the youngin out there who showed up at the game yesterday, but then because they shut school down, there was no big game in Ann Arbor high school basketball. But then you were there tonight, so I don't know what the result was with it. But did they play tonight?
Yeah, they played. Huron brought it home.
Oh, they brought it
Nice
home.
team effort. Yeah, but
Okay.
it was a good game. Good
Okay.
game.
Okay. Well, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to start out by saying this. What the Pinky Tuscadero is going on in Milwaukee, Wisconsin? Hammer knows what this is. This is old school. For you youngins, y'all got to go Google it. You got to go Google it. But we asking what the Pinky Tuscadero is going on. You can be 30 and 13 and they can fire you. I mean, we're going back and forth. Everybody's come up with all kinds of stuff. But damn, the brother, that was the grand opening, grand closing. I'm still trying to understand what the hell is going on out there. And now we got Doc Rivers coming in, play that Marquette, has some connections to Milwaukee. But we just gonna unpack this, man. Let me start out with you, Hammer, then I'm gonna go to you, Darnell. My goodness, man. Like, now that we've seen it all come out, like, what's your thoughts on what's going on here in Milwaukee?
Well, it's no surprise. You look at the team when Adrian took over, the defense just disintegrated, and it was just telling, and you could just tell that they're in trouble. I never thought they'd fire him, before the All-Star break, but yeah, I mean they look pathetic, and they just looked offensively. They looked insane. You look tonight, they humming. So something was wrong with Adrian. It's sad. I think there are a lot of people talking about that. The brother had 15 interviews and finally got a gig with Milwaukee because Giannis vouched for him. But as soon as Giannis vouched for him, Giannis turned on him. And then the Bucks set him up with his brother for a failure as well. You want to bring in Doc Rivers as your informal consultant, a guy who wants your job? It just makes no sense. So the point is, John Horst is on the clock now. He understands you can only fire so many coaches as a GM before they eventually gonna fire you. And so he had to make a move. It looks drastic. People are stunned. It looks harsh, but it's a harsh league. NBA really suffers no fools, and is one of the cruelest, most vicious sports out there. And so I feel bad for Adrian. I think he'll coach again, I believe, if he breaks down his interviews what happened. But Doc, and people clap about Doc. Doc better win. This is not being excited about Doc. I mean, Doc's numbers up in the rafters and Fry serve, and I'm going on a Saturday watch the Pelicans, but Doc better win. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
and this is interesting. I mean, you break it out, and nobody knows more people in Milwaukee than my boy Hap. And so what he don't know, he gonna figure out when he in there. He gonna get more. Like, nobody's more connected in Milwaukee than Hampton. So we gonna get the skimmy on it when it all. Don't talk to Stephen A. or Woj. When it comes to Milwaukee, y'all better listen to Hamp, because Hamp got more contacts in Milwaukee than anybody I know. Political, whatever. If you want to know what's happening in politics, anything else in Milwaukee, Hamp gonna know that. Darnell, let me before I jump in, Darnell, your thoughts and some of the things that are happening, like as you start to look at the situation.
Well, from a bird's eye view, I guess, from a zoomed out perspective, I see a team that was resistant to change.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, everybody goes back to the defense and the way the defense used to work. But what were we saying all offseason? What were we saying since the last season ended? Budenholzer, they didn't know how to switch it up. Jimmy Butler was killing them
Yep.
in the ways that he was killing them, and they didn't have an adjustment. So when Adrian Griffin, when he gets the range, he's trying to show them different options. All right, we're a big deep drop team, right? Now we want to implement you playing at the level. Now we want to implement some switching. Now we want to implement some of this and some of that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to switch it up, trying to introduce different things, and the locker room didn't like it. They was like, we're a drop team. This is what we do. Like, well, who are you to come in here and change it? And so what happened was they their effort dropped off.
Yep.
Like if they're not playing hard, of course they're not going to play good defense. And the big thing we're not mentioning, you traded away Drew Holiday, the best guard defender in the league, for Damian Lillard, who is one of the worst on-ball defenders in the league. So, like, you know there's going to be a drop-off when it comes to defense. Drew Holiday, he should have been Defensive Player of the Year at least once over the last few years.
Yes.
He showed his worth. So you know there's going to be a drop-off on defense. And especially, he's trying to introduce some things. He's trying to tinker because you know at the end of the day, when it comes to the Bucks, we're going to be looking at what they do in the postseason. They don't care about what they do in the regular season. And even if we're talking about the regular season, we're the number 2 seed. We're at the third best record in the entire league right now. So it's political. It's all
man. And you hit this, and I'm not. I mean, Darnell, you are a breath of fresh air, brother. Thank you very much. Because I'm hearing all these people talking about this, and in the part you just broke down is what they missing. And the other part about it that you just alluded to, the other reason they couldn't stop Butler, but the other reason is they couldn't score. There's a reason why you went and got Dame, because Dame's ability to score in the last 5 minutes is important. Y'all hadn't, and that was a struggle even when you was winning the championship. You had no direction in offense down the stretch. You couldn't get no points. Y'all was you were disorganized and you had no go-to person. And so, in addition to not watching people wanted to buy in on defense, I also saw Giannis coming in here having an ego trip with Dame. I watched 3 or 4 games where it felt like Giannis looked a little out of character. He's trying to show he the man, and Dame is not even getting integrated into the offense. And Giannis, your game is changing. You need to be cutting to the basket, getting to the rim, letting Dame handle that. Now you're trying. So I saw a lot of that piece. It's going to be interesting. You know, the excuses for the players going to go right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think exactly what you said. Guys got a little uncomfortable what was being asked them to do, and then they just they clammed up. And when you clam up like that, and you're a young coach, now you done because you ain't bringing that kind of cachet to the table. You know, you can't debate that with the front office, right? You can't debate any of that.
Yeah, and that's why they went out and got Doc, because Doc
Yep.
gonna go into the locker room. He's gonna massage those egos.
Yep.
He gonna say, hey, he know how to tell Giannis that we need to put the ball in Dame's hand, but he's gonna say it the right way that's gonna
Yep.
make him feel good, right?
Yep.
He's like, this is your role. He gonna lay everything out.
He's gonna lose 3-1 series too. Like he's gonna lose. No, Darnell has a good point about that. Adrian tried to change the culture of the locker room and didn't get buy-in, and that's a rookie coach really a huge mistake. Doc will come in there and assuage and get things done, but it's still, from a personnel standpoint, still the trade for Drew gave up too much. Yeah, they need more scoring, but they gave up too much defense to get the scoring. And so that's the thing that really.
But the coach didn't do that.
On Horst,
right?
Indictment on Horst. Horst needs to be on the hot seat, not the players, not firing the coach. Horst has had fired Jason Kidd, fired Boots and Budenholzer, and fired Griffin. What about you? What about you, Mr. Horst? Yep. So that's what I'm saying.
And it's interesting that you're talking about, because if Holiday's there, and the way that he wanted to play, he probably could have gotten away with it, right? Because he had Holiday, who's like the Swiss Army knife, who would figure out how to cover stuff happily, right? But when you take him out the equation and you bring Dame in, okay, now he got to take a step back, right? How are you going to push a person? And this is where Dame is going to pick up. I'm tired of cats talking about winning championships, but they don't want to play no defense. Like, don't tell me you want to put championships and I'm watching you on the court and you're not giving me effort. Doesn't mean you got to be able to play at elite level, but you at least need to be able to execute the philosophy, right? And you can do that. Even that's what Steph learned. Steph is not going to be a great on-ball defender, but you know what Steph knows how to do? Execute the game plan. Like, he gonna know where to be, and he gonna know where to get the help, and he gonna do what he needs to do to be part of the offense. He ain't gonna of the defense. He ain't gonna be elite, but he ain't gonna try to hurt you. He gonna do whatever he gonna figure out what his thing is and hope he get help from Draymond, right? But that part about it. But don't tell me you want to win a championship when coaches got to push you to play defense. I don't want to hear that.
Championship. He thinks he want to win a championship. He don't want to win a championship. He won a championship as a six man coming out the bench, but now there's no key cog.
And Giannis is not escaping criticism. See, I'm not going to be here up in here. You know, Giannis is everybody's like, you know, okay, Giannis.
No, I call Giannis out. I mean, Giannis threw him under the bus. Giannis was refusing, being insubordinate. Basically, he was refusing to. And so, but that's Giannis, though. I mean,
but Giannis,
they're gonna fire the players. Gonna fire the coach.
But Giannis, how many coaches you on?
Oh, again, Mr. Horse better get this right. Like I said, Doc better win and Horse better win.
Yep.
This is like someone said, this is Doc's last chance. This is Mr. Horse's last chance.
Yeah, and when Embiid was going through coaches, people started trying to say, okay, is he killing coaches? Right? When Embiid was going through coaches, ain't nobody say anything about Giannis, right? Because he said all the right things,
Giannis
right?
got a chip too.
Giannis, stop shooting them jump shots, get in the lane, and start finishing at the rim, get in the dunker spot, right?
That's true.
Like you don't want to hear that. You want to hear that. You're not going to initiate the offense, Giannis, because now we got Dame. You just need to set the screen and get to the hoop, right? There's some things you got to adjust in your game. Are you going to do that to win the chip now? That is
the part. Both, though. He can't just become a pure arm, but he's got to do both. He got to be able to carry the ball up the court as well.
Why not? Why is that? He don't have to do as much
because it switches up.
Not as much as. What do you mean? I thought we trying to win.
You know what Giannis is going to do, man.
I thought we trying to win. Are we trying to win?
You want to try to win, but you also want to switch it up a little bit.
Who's going to make better decisions, Dame or Giannis?
Dame will.
Then what are we talking about?
But I'm talking about, bruh, occasionally you need to have Giannis float out there.
If you catch it at the rim and you go coast to coast, you can do that. Other than that, get a block up.
Well, I agree. I'm saying it cannot be that. It's got to be
where. I thought we were talking about winning, y'all. Come on.
We are talking about winning, but you're not going to win if you give the play that everyone's going to know is coming, man. It makes no sense.
What do you mean the play?
A little bit. I'm not talking about what Adrian was doing, switching up like every other play, like he was doing. I'm talking about switching it up where things are fresh. That's all I'm saying.
Fresh ain't Giannis pulling up on the three, coming down. Like, watch how I was watching. I'm like, why are you shooting this, Giannis?
Giannis should be shooting
why you was doing this when you had Holiday. Why are you doing this when you got Dame on the court?
Again, I agree with you, but it's got to be where you
But those are the questions the untrained eye is not going to ask, right? That's why that's why Darnell's point is important, right?
Yeah, it's important.
The untrained eye is not going to ask those questions, right? When I looked at it early on the buy-in, everybody's talking about defensive end. I watched some early games with Dame on there, and I saw Giannis struggling with giving up the reins. And I saw everybody negotiating around
his own shot. That's the thing about it. So he's got to get used to. Everyone's talking about that pick and roll. Everyone's all salivating at the Dame and Giannis, but
everybody but Giannis.
The bottom line, one reason why Griffin got fired was because he did not integrate them offensively and defensively, but definitely offensively too. You're right. There were
but to what Devon is saying, how do you know it was Adrian Griffin's doing that didn't integrate him in the offense? If Adrian Griffin's calling the play and Giannis is saying we're not doing that, we doing this.
He can change. You can change some plays in game. You can't change every play.
It was reported.
I mean, Griffin up
It
this
was
way.
reported.
Griffin was responsible. Did the players sabotage him? Of course they did. But I'm saying that he still was responsible for most of the stuff that happened on the court. That's why he got fired. So,
but I'm going to ask you.
That's why
they said was reported. He had a meeting with them and said, "Y'all gonna have to sacrifice." Why would he have to say that?
Yeah.
Why would he have to say that?
They said we're gonna sacrifice you.
That's right. Because we don't want to do that when you ain't winning, right? So
you don't talk to your players like that. Again, you should be talking. You should be able to. A person like Doc, Steve Kerr is going to understand that it's going to be shared responsibility, shared accountability. You're not going to just come at cats, grown men, and be like, "You going to do this?" That's why he's at home with us right now.
But we're
sitting in this $1 million condo on the east side of Milwaukee right now because he didn't know how to deal with players. And one thing I learned about Griffin's a nasty cat. My understanding, he did not get. He was 0-15 before he got this job because he's not a nice guy. That's why he got into it.
But we have a whole bunch of other coaches who are not nice and they get credit. Go ahead,
but
Darnell.
You gotta be nice, bro. You gotta be nice in a way that keeps your.
In his defense,
you can't be nice. You can't be nasty, whatever, and basically be able to undermine a team. So that's why I'm just thinking that, like I said before, bro, he didn't know how to handle the modern NBA. He was a good assistant.
I think I think we're being surface on that one. Go, Darnell.
In his defense, Ime Udoka did the same thing his first year with the Celtics. He did it 2 or 3 times. He called out Tatum. He called out the leadership of that team.
He did the right way, though. Obviously, they went the right way.
We're playing with a lack of effort. He's saying all.
He did it the right way. He turned that season around. They started off badly.
But it was after All-Star break.
They bought in.
But it was after All-Star break.
They never bought in. That's why
it was after All-Star break.
Again, they had more patience with them. They had Brad Stevens,
a good
personnel
guy. Milwaukee. Let me go with Darnell. Let him finish his point. Finish your point, Darnell.
No, that's pretty much what I was saying. Like you said, he had time to do that.
Yeah.
If the team didn't buy in, if the team submarined him just like they did Adrian Griffin, Ime Udoka will be in the same spot that we're talking about with Adrian Griffin.
No, I think
I think what was lacking in Milwaukee that was not lacking in Boston, as you had enough people in the front office was like, that's the process. Let it go. Whereas you have more people scared about Giannis, right? We got 2 more years. This is Milwaukee, right? And we're gonna leave. Like that was the fear was driving that conversation.
Yeah, that's a weak leader in Horse. And a weak leader. We have a strong leader in Stevens, who was able to make sure that the players were accountable. He bought in, and basically they turned around and made it to the NBA Finals. So I agree with you on that.
And another name I can bring up is LeBron and them. They wanted Eric Spoelstra out their first year in the Heat.
Yeah, but Riley said no. Riley said no. Yeah.
Yeah, Pat Riley didn't put his foot down. Yeah.
It's about leadership. It's about leadership.
It's about leadership. And in a lot of times, what I didn't hear is a lot of times the GM will sit down with the star players and the coach and them to say, look, we got to all be on the same page. I don't think that happened. What they did was we're going to talk to Doc. We're going to bring Doc in on some subversive stuff, right? I mean, it's such a setup. And it's not to say that Adrian didn't have everything, but Adrian wasn't bringing nothing to the table that nobody else. Look at what's happening in Atlanta. They ain't winning that much. They still staying with the coach.
Yeah, Quinn doesn't. I mean, yeah, that's a joke.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Nate got fired because he didn't get along with Trae Young, so we know that.
But the thing about it was I'm saying with the currently Atlanta don't like they going.
Oh yeah, no, Quinn Snyder looks lost. I mean, I was in ATL watch. They look lost. You know
what I'm saying?
AJ Griffin looks like he needs to get. I mean, they look lost.
We get a bit of so why are we not getting a bit of the front of the doubt? They ain't saying that he lost in the locker room.
I think Quinn has a better touch than.
Everything you're saying. They still 30-13.
I know.
Like
apparently that wasn't good enough, D. Will.
There's a lot of people in the locker room. Put like this. If they were 500, I'm like, oh yeah, you got to go. All the stuff you saying, he had to do something for them to be 30-13. So you can't give all that credit to the players.
He didn't do enough. Obviously, he didn't do enough.
You see what I'm saying? Like you said,
I see what you're saying, D. Wills, but we know we looked at Bucks games They should be 35 and 8 right now. Let's
But
keep
they
it
said
real.
everybody said, well, the defense wasn't good, but we knew it wasn't going to be good.
Not
And,
this bad though. We knew we were gonna be this bad, bro.
but the reason why they hadn't won last year wasn't the defense, is because they couldn't score down the stretch.
It was both. It was both. They
No,
let
the
Jimmy
defense
torture.
took
No, it
on
was
more
both.
pressure.
It
It
was
took on more
both.
pressure because
It
they
was
couldn't
both. It
score.
was both. It was
Look at
both.
the last 5 minutes of all those games that they lost. They were not organized. They couldn't do nothing down the stretch.
And
They
they
didn't
were
have
giving
nobody
up
that could just
big
go to.
buckets too as well. Not
That's
just
why
not scoring,
that's
but
why they
big
wanted
buckets too.
that. Because if there's anybody in the league who's elite in the crunch time, you know, they got, we like analytics. And
Yeah,
who
Doc better win. That's all I said. He better not be series of 3-1 and losing. You know, he better win. That's all I'm saying.
so you said they play a little better tonight. So Doc comes in. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to do with this. Like, you'll have any training camp. This is not like, it's not Cleveland where
Doc's a professional, man.
where
I
Lou
mean,
took
Doc come
over.
in.
He was in the building, right? I mean, where like, what are you hoping to see? Is your bar like, we still trying to win a championship, or is this a move to win a championship next
Oh,
year?
they got to win a championship, or he'll get fired. They got and Horse get fired. They have to win a championship. You don't make this type of drastic move. This is the worst. This is the most drastic move since David Blatt. And David Blatt was what 30 and 11.
Yeah,
And they fired him.
but the head coach was in
with
the
Tyronn
building.
Lue, and they won.
Yeah, but the head coach was in the building, so they didn't lose no continuity. Like, it would be as if the guy who's assistant coaching now was still the coach. Like, they ain't losing no continuity. You bring somebody in who wasn't even there.
No, I think you're gonna bring. No, I think your Doc is well connected. I mean, I want to see the reporting on this, but I guarantee when the Bucks were 6-4, they were talking to Doc.
Yeah, but that don't matter if they were talking to
They
Doc.
talked to Doc last
Doc
week.
wasn't in the building. It doesn't matter if they weren't talking to Doc. Doc wasn't on the
someone
staff.
like Doc has been studying. Doc was
the difference between this and
analyst
Cleveland
for
is your coach
ESPN.
was the difference between this and Cleveland is your coach was sitting on the bench every day doing practice, doing workouts. Like, that's the difference.
And you talking about Tyronn Lue
He was in the building.
not coach. And Doc's been coach for 25 years, man. 25
Yeah,
years.
but you still, like, you're walking in the movie halfway.
And 40% of his life, he's been a coach.
That ain't turning around. I'm guaranteed.
Man,
Darnell,
again,
maybe you see something I
he
don't
better.
see.
It's not about. He better turn around. He better turn around, or Haslam's gonna get rid of everybody. Horse, or everybody except for Giannis, because you can't trade that contract.
Well, two things.
What you got?
Two things.
Darnell.
Number one,
Middleton definitely go ahead.
two things. Number one, the Bucks will not win a championship. We can write that down right now.
You can't say that.
And
You can't say
two,
that. You can't say that.
Let him say his point.
Yeah, number one, the Bucks will not win a championship. And number two, like Devon always says, time and place.
Yep.
Like, we're in the middle of the season. You're not gonna pick no new coach. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody with experience, somebody that's been through it, somebody that knows how to handle stars. They need him to smooth out the locker room. They need him to regain the locker room. So that's his job. And I don't see him winning the championship. And if they don't win the championship, I'm not gonna say, "Well, it's Doc's fault." He walked into this fractured situation.
That's it.
You better fix that fracture. That's all I'm saying. He better be Doc, and fix that fracture. That's what he needs to do.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Like a doctor does.
I know Doc took this on some whole, Milwaukee it's an opportunity, and yes, Giannis, he going to pull some Houdini stuff because Philadelphia ain't playing. You just saw the move in Miami. They brought the Grim Reaper. Like, they upgraded.
I'm not picking the Bucks. I think the biggest problem with the Bucks is
and
Dame.
Boston.
I told you that before. The biggest problem with the Bucks is Dame. Dame is not a championship. Dame's not a winner. Dame is a scorer, a hooper. He ain't no champion. He ain't no.
I ain't blaming this on Dame. I'm not blaming this on Dame.
I blame it on Dame. I blame it on Dame.
For them to win, Giannis is going to make some sacrifices in how he plays on offense.
I agree.
So
but again, Dame needs to make sacrifice on defense, though.
That's not on Dame.
He needs to make sacrifice on defense.
And I'm sure Doc is going to come up with a philosophy that's going to funnel a lot of stuff to
Giannis
and to my other big over there. So defensively, they're going to come up with something. Yeah, Lopez. So to cover up on Dame. So really, what it's going to come down to is Giannis willing to take some stuff away on offense that he traditionally gets to do.
I think he will be. Come down to. I also think Dame got to play some defense though too, bro.
Yeah, but
There's one move.
they're gonna be able to cover that up. Doc will figure that
They
one out.
haven't been able
Well,
to season.
there's
No.
two. I think there's two options that can allow them to possibly win a championship. There is one, they go out and trade for Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown just got traded from the Pacers
They
to the
might do
Raptors.
that.
If they can get Bruce Brown in the fold, I think they can make a run at it. Or Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, he's disgruntled in New York. If they can pry him away from the Knicks, I think
you think Quentin Grimes is an impact player? Come on, man.
yes, absolutely. Because it's about roles. It's about roles.
About roles.
Yeah, Brown would be perfect. Brown's
They'll need somebody.
Grimes ain't done nothing, man.
Quentin Grimes is just as good of a defender as Bruce Brown. Absolutely.
But,
He's every bit as
Brown's been there, done that.
And he can shoot.
Both of them shoot. They got a ring. I mean, so
yeah, but I'm saying, but but the part that Darnell's talking about is those are pieces they got to have that's gonna fill some of these gaps.
I mean, watch the Knicks. The Knicks could be an upset person, upset the Bucks.
Yeah,
Knicks are balling, right?
But you got it.
He can't play for the Knicks.
But
so
I'm saying though that move that Darnell's talking about, a move like that is what they gonna need.
Yeah,
right?
Bruce
because
Brown, but not Quentin Grimes.
It could be either one because I think you need somebody who can bring some defense at the same time still give you a little bit of offense. You need, but if you can't get them, you got to find somebody. It's an archetype. It's not necessarily a person. If you can get him.
Jay Crowder has to step up too. Jay Crowder needs to step up too. He's not playing well. He's been hurt, but he's not playing well either.
Yeah, but those are pieces Doc is going to figure out that'll help because I think
Doc better figure it out. Doc better. He better.
I'm not putting it all on Doc.
Better. When your predecessor is 30-13, he better. He better. He better figure it out.
Giannis better figure it out.
Man, Giannis is sitting on 3-year 180. Giannis
no. But Giannis is about legacy, and this is part of Giannis's legacy. He is really strong into his legacy. Giannis better figure it out.
His legacy's messed up right now because he picked a terrible coach, obviously.
Giannis better figure it out. He picked the other guy, didn't he? Giannis picked the other guy.
The front office wanted Nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they wanted Nurse, and they.
Giannis picked the other guy.
Yeah, they wanted the guy who was assistant to Nurse, which makes no sense. But
but so we'll see.
But until now, again, I feel bad for Adrian. I was pulling for him. I wanted a fresh face, but he wasn't ready. I mean, he had a 15-year internship, 15-year apprenticeship with Nick Nurse and failed. So I mean,
how are you gonna fail when you 30-13?
Because they should have been 35-8, man. They were starting off 6-4.
It doesn't matter. There's a whole bunch of coaches.
Look at the schedule coming. Look at the schedule coming.
There's a whole bunch of first-year coaches who are not doing that.
Brutal coming up. The schedule is brutal. That's why they fight. The schedule is brutal coming up. They got a lot of games on the West Coast.
And I would put money on it that he still would have been good in those games.
I don't think so.
You might. He still would have been good in those games.
They were 6-4
at home.
They were 6-4.
They were 19-4 at home.
Yeah, but they weren't that great.
Come on now.
New York on the road.
Even in Pfizer, they didn't see that much losing.
That's true.
So I'm just like, under any other circumstances, you would have said, "Oh, that's great." With a first
because the thing about I follow the Bucks too much, where I know what's going on. So
yeah, but
everyone was saying the same thing.
But all the stuff everybody's talking about is you already knew it was going to be an issue when Holiday went out the door. Like,
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
They knew that.
I still think the defense is worse than I thought it would be. But it's much worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah, but it's only halfway through the season.
I mean, Cleveland blew them out, man. It was like 140 to like 90 or something.
I mean, just like we just said about Udoka.
They
was
what
about 500? Wasn't it about 500 Udoka's first? Like up through December?
They were, but you comparing apples to oranges, bro.
No, we're not. We do that, and I'm not going to put out, we do that with black coaches.
No, I mean,
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I agree, but I agree, but he puts us in a bad position too, bro.
Yes, we do. If it was a young, if this was a white, up and coming gimmick, like, you got to give him a shot. You know, they'd be coming with all kinds of justifications.
David Black got fired. Remember, he got fired.
Yeah, but even David Black got a year and a half.
Yeah, he got a year and a half. Yeah, I mean, again,
He got a year
the
and a
stakes
half.
are high, man. You got the Haslam's bought the team. You have Giannis got that extension.
I mean,
They ain't hearing
if this
about
was
Sergey
any other, if this was any other,
enough, man.
if this was any, you Hammer, you're a lawyer. If this
Like,
was
like,
any
like,
other
by
line,
the late,
if
by, by, you by the late
Hammer,
brother used to say,
Hammer,
by the late
you're a
brother used to say,
lawyer.
let me
If
get
this
that
was
note.
any other line of work, this could be a lawsuit.
It
If
could
this
be a
was any other
lawsuit.
line of
Yeah, it
work,
could
this
be a
would be a
lawsuit.
lawsuit.
It could be a lawsuit.
You
But
understand what I'm saying? And the Bucks would have no argument, nothing.
Bucks would pay him. They're gonna pay him now.
The
So
only reason he ain't saying nothing is he gonna take that money home.
you
And
gonna
he
take
said
that
all the
money,
right
of
things.
course.
But if this
Yeah,
was any other line of work, it would be a lawsuit.
nah, it ain't gonna be a lawsuit. They bring the witnesses talking about how incompetent he was, man.
No, they
I mean,
wouldn't,
that's all
because
you hear.
if your earnings, hold
He's
it,
incompetent, man. He
if
could
your
not
revenue
draw.
earnings,
He's
hold it, let's say
incompetent.
if your revenue earnings was well over what it was last year, how incompetent could he be?
He was
Come on,
incompetent,
come on,
man. They're
come
alive.
on.
They're alive. They should
If
have been
somebody's
really. They
winning on
should have
all
been. They
metrics,
should have
you
been.
ain't doing that.
25 and
No, you're
18.
not.
Really,
No, you're not.
they was 25 and 18.
Yeah,
They weren't. They weren't 30
you're
13
doing it.
team.
All right, let's move on. We ain't gonna hear this. I know Hammer. You'll probably have more on Milwaukee when you're there. But Darnell, we got hardball to the Chargers. It sounds like Moore is gonna be taking over head coach position at the for Michigan. It's alert up in here, and so we'll talk about hardball, what that's gonna look like, and everything else. But I know, as an offensive line coach. It's kind of like tight end you, offensive line coach you. I know you in the fraternity. To see, not only a brother, but to see an offensive line coach get the head coaching job, be the offensive guru. Like, what can Michigan expect if this is going to be it? I know they got to wait to 7 days, but if this is true, if this is going to happen, like, what do you see the program going with under his leadership? Now, I'm gonna say this is your cousin or your uncle and my cousin said they would never hire a black coach. I said yes, they will. I think they're gonna hire this guy. But it says I got to call him about this. Uh, 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 your Uncle John told me that, so I'm gonna call him about this.
Oh yeah, I talked to Uncle John, but
Yeah,
still, I think you can expect more of the same. I
yeah,
think Sharon Moore, he'll get on the road, he'll recruit. He does well with the players. He's a really good coach. He knows the game, and and he's a great offensive line coach. And as Andy Reid said in the past, if you can coach the offensive line, you can coach anything. So I think Sharon Moore will do a really good job. So I'm happy to see him get the job if he does.
yeah. If he does, that would be. I think that'd put it in Harbaugh going to the Chargers. It looked like they said. I think they said possibly a mentor going with him to the Chargers. So
Yeah,
that would
mentor
mean more.
his son
We
James
have to figure out who the Ravens linebacker coach is. Um, whoever it might be, the safety coach, because they probably be coming over here to Michigan at some point. Um, with Harbaugh going to the Chargers, Hammer, it, you know, it, it looks like they're gonna spend the money over there. I didn't think the family's gonna spend the money.
No, they have to. They've shuck and jive too much. We've seen the Chargers and laughed at the Chargers all our lives, and so Harbaugh is finally showing they mean business. And like I told you before, they haven't hired GM yet because he's going to pick the GM. So it's set up for success for Jim, and he's a bright guy. Wish him well. Obviously, you know where I wanted to be. I wanted to be where the team had drafted him into the NFL, but that didn't happen. But with Herbert and his style of football, it's going to be fascinating in Chargers, and that division is going to be crazy with Mahomes, Raiders. That's going to be stacked. That division, stacked. So but yeah, and my understanding, Greg Roman will be the OC from what I've read. So
Greg Roman, come on,
yeah,
Jim.
Greg Roman, Greg Roman will be OC, man, yeah. So it's gonna be a hard. They're gonna have a nice scheme, and they're gonna Mike Williams coming back, and hopefully they can re-sign Eckler, get some more. And I like with Harbaugh. I like this situation for Harbaugh. I think it's a great situation for him. For you gotta have a franchise quarterback. That's why he was playing in Atlanta. He wasn't going to Atlanta. He ain't boo the fool, because he know that again you can't win with Desmond Ritter or even Justin Fields. They get him right. Any new quarterback, you got one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league ready to go, who's been underutilized his whole career. So yeah, I wish Harbaugh the best. Yeah, I am surprised. One thing people said about this that he would never go to the AFC because of his brother. And I wonder, I'm not trying to make the rumors here, but I wonder, you have some context. Is he going to retire if he wins the Super Bowl this year, man? Is John going to retire?
No, this is if they weren't going to go
Tom
with
gonna take over?
Moore, if they weren't going to go with Moore, I said from the beginning, the Harbaugh who probably had the best fit at Michigan was probably John for just the temperament. But I don't know. I don't. I mean, when you got the quarterback he got, if they win it this year, he ain't going nowhere. I mean, if they win this year, he gonna sit right in that seat. And they cooking. That defense is coming along. They just got to. They're a family. They just got to see each other, and parents are going to just wear them split jerseys, and they just going to see each other. That's kind of how I get down. So they both like that smoke. So we'll see. They're gonna make it happen. But
next year too. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
yeah, so it's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna try and make some trips out to LA. We're gonna try and figure that one out. If he's gonna be doing it.
Bring me. Shoot.
Yeah, we got to figure that all out. But yeah, I like what's going on there. We'll be tracking that one and watching it going there. There's a couple other topics I wanted to hit while we were on here. We got the trade to Miami. From
Darnell.
yeah, we got scary Terry going to Miami.
Terry Rozier.
So Darnell, talk about that. How do you feel about that move going to Miami and what they're gonna do over there? You said
Pat Riley strikes again. Pat Riley strikes again, man. It seemed like every big piece that was on the market, Miami was like, no, we're going to go for a cheaper option. Donovan Mitchell, no, we're going to go for a cheaper option. Damian Lillard, no, we're going to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is like, okay, we're going to find the right one. And then when I heard Scary Terry's name brought up last week, I was like, man, that is just the move that Pat Riley would make, because he's not going to cost too much. They can keep the core of the team together, but just add that piece he's gonna make a push, and come playoff time, he's gonna bring that bench scoring that they need. Well, he might start too, but they still have their core. They still got Jimmy, Bam. They didn't have to give up Jaime Jaquez. He's still in there. You got Robinson. You got Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. Man, come playoff time, I don't think anybody want to see them. That goes for Boston too. That goes for Milwaukee. It goes for Philly.
He brings such a dog meter, man. It's like, and I was watching them like,
this cat. Where's this cat won? Where's this cat won? He's won nothing. Where's the cat? Nothing. Zero.
Oh my
He's a good scorer. That's it. Zero.
We said scorer. When he was in Boston, he was doing his thing.
Boston got rid of him, and look at Boston.
Man,
got rid of
okay.
him.
That's you in your feelings. See, that's Milwaukee feelings. Darnell, he in his feelings over here. He in his feelings because that's a real dog right there. And you can say what you want to. I know the cats in Milwaukee locker room was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, you can say what you won't say. Like that. He's about his business. He's about his business. So you can take it
on the great Charlotte Hornets. Okay. On the tremendous Charlotte Hornets.
What he's about what he's about has nothing to do with the Charlotte Hornets and all the craziness they had.
About that trade should have been vetoed. That trade should have been vetoed. How did that trade happen? You go trade Kyle Lowry in a one. I mean, it's man. I saw that trade. I was just like, come on.
Hey,
my man, Adam Silver.
Riley fleecing of America. He's fleecing.
Yeah, they got fleeced. You're right.
You're right. See, so keep getting your feelings until he show up in that fight. We show up there.
Scary Terry.
He's the one gonna send Doc home. He's the one that's gonna send Doc home.
Yeah, they sent him to Charlotte.
Okay, and that's why he's gonna send him home.
Remember that?
Oh, he highly motivated. He highly motivated. That's a great one right there, Darnell. Yeah, that's great.
That's you throw that word too easily, man. Great. He's good.
No, I said that's a great trade.
A great trade.
That's a Pat Riley special right there.
I mean, I saw a trade.
That's a Pat Riley special right there.
Yeah, and again, that's the Charlotte Hornets, where that's why they are always perpetual losers, because that's the type of trade the Charlotte Hornets would do. Just give away your best player for
He's
have
not their
space
best player.
to aspire a contract and to get some young players. It's pathetic, man. You're a Charlotte Hornets fan. I mean, it was good that Michael sold the team. You thought you had hope, but I've seen this. It's like
Hey,
Michael's still running the team the way he acted.
Speaking of the Charlotte Hornets, they did get a win the other day, over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns was going off, scoring all them points, but Brandon Miller and the crew, they showed up. I want to give
Yeah,
him a
but
little
and the Minnesota coach, when he ended up cussing them out in the locker
Yeah,
room,
he did.
they're trying to get Big Cat them 53. Big Cat up there stepping out. They ain't playing to win. While that man Embiid over there went for 70.
Yeah, they won. And they
Like
won.
that's why y'all ain't winning in Milwaukee, because he on a mission.
When he shows up and plays, yeah.
I
When he
watched that
shows up
game
and plays, yeah.
He on
Yeah,
a mission.
I watched that game live, and it was almost like the Crawford and Spence fight. You remember the first? Remember the first round where Crawford was in there. Crawford was in there. He was like, "All right, can I do this? All right." He was trying to fill him out. He's like, "All right, his punch, okay." And then he realized, wait a minute, he don't hit that hard. That was what Embiid was. Embiid was looking at Wembanyama. He was like, "Dang, he tall. He tall." And then he hit the first jumper over his head. He was like, "Wait a minute, he can't block my shot." And he was over there. Oh, same move. He had 35 in the first half.
And I was like, I hope he don't scar him, because that's a boxing analogy. That's a great boxing analogy when you have an up and coming prospect and you put him with the wrong person too early, you can scar him forever. I was like, I hope this don't scar this young man.
That's that Fernando Vargas versus Tito Trinidad.
Wembanyama played well in that game. He played well in that game. So you talk about Wembanyama played well.
He did on offense, but on defense.
Yeah, defense got torched.
There's a reason he was in foul trouble. He couldn't do nothing with it.
Torched, man.
But you remember when Wemby, when he first, like before the draft, he was like, I don't think I really need to lift weights, and I think after that game he realized, yeah, I'm gonna spend some extra time in that squats. I'm gonna put a little extra pounds on. I'm gonna do, this different. This some grown man stuff over here. I need to fill out. But I mean, and this is what I loved about it. He scored 70. But his post game interview is like, we just doing this. Like, he's in this mode. I think I love the way you put Crawford. Like, Embiid's in this mode. Like, this is just part of the process. I got other things I need to do. I could have gone from 90 tonight, but I just did 70 because I got other stuff I need to do. You're right, man. That is. But Cat looked like a guy just playing for empty calories, and two different kind of games that night.
But it started out good until we figured out what Embiid did.
Yeah,
it started out good because he started out 8 for 8 from 3.
Yeah,
he was just unconscious. And I guess at halftime somebody told him, "Well, Embiid went for 70." He was like, "Oh, I'm going to go for 70." And yeah,
when you're trying to do wins, this is why they're trying to send him out. They're trying to send him. They're gonna try and trade him. Trade him out. So it
wasn't all his fault. The other his teammates was complicit.
Oh, they were.
Started with Anthony Edwards, because I was watching that game live too, and Anthony Edwards. There was a point like it was in like the second quarter. Anthony Edwards only took like 2 or 3 shots. But he had 9 assists. He just kept passing it. He thought he was Rondo. He decided, I'm not gonna shoot the ball. I'm just gonna let Cat get as many buckets as he wants.
You like I'm gonna let him get it out of his system, because we about to go on this run as a team. So I'm gonna let him get it out of his system tonight. Yeah, it's good. We got this NBA. We coming up on the All-Star weekend, and so this thing gonna start to heat up on the other side of it. It's kind of like being in school, and you get past spring break and cats realize the finals is coming, and people's demeanor just is different on the other side of spring break. That's what's going to be in this NBA season. It's going to get real serious down the stretch, because there's going to be a lot of pressure, because it's going to be a tight jam. These teams are going to start loading up with these trades. They're going to start heating up, and we're going to have a lot to check out. I wanted to finish a little bit. We got the championship weekend coming up, We got in one corner, we got them Detroit Lions and them 49ers. And then the other side, we got Patrick Mahomes and them Chiefs going into B more, right around the corner from the wire from them vacants. And they be careful that the Ravens don't take them to them vacants. So it's gonna come down. Darnell, why don't you break down your thoughts on both games, and I'll come to you, Carl, and I'll give my opinions on what I think is going to happen, fill in the gaps. But with both these championship games, who do you got? Why? What's going on? What is going to be some keys as you've been thinking about this?
Man, the Ravens. I'm gonna start with the Ravens and the Chiefs because it's a tough one because you got your Lamar, you got Patrick Mahomes. Um, Patrick Mahomes one of those guys. You just don't bet against him. You can't do it. You can't bet against him. No matter how you think his team looks, no matter who is on his team, when the lights is on, um, he's always going to have a chance. He has that Tom Brady look in his eye almost. Um, so man, keys to the game. Baltimore, they have to control the line of scrimmage, especially on offense. They got to run the ball, keep Kansas City off the field. And Kansas City, they got to be Kansas City. What I'm saying? Patrick Mahomes, he got to be Patrick Mahomes. But at the end of the day, my prediction, I gotta go. I can't go against Mahomes. I just feel like when the lights is on, I think he's gonna come through. He's one of those guys. So I think I got Kansas City on that one. On the other side, you got the team of destiny, the Detroit Lions, versus the San Francisco 49ers. I'm biased. I'm gonna go with the home team. I'm biased. I'm going with the home team. The Lions, they have to stop the run. First and foremost, Christian McCaffrey, the best in the league. They got a really good offensive line as well. Kyle Hughes check in there as well. George Kittle, great blockers. The Lions, they have to stop the run, and also the defensive backs, they got to come to play because Cam Sutton, he was getting picked on last week by Mike Evans. So that's something you got to watch out for. But hey, if the Lions can keep it going, keep that balanced attack on offense, stop the run on defense, I think they can bring it home.
Mm. All right, Hammer, your thoughts?
Definitely out with AFC Championship game. Go with KC. I think everyone looks at Mahomes being the key. I think really the key is Pacheco because Pacheco's going to be able to keep the ball and Mahomes be more deadlier with time possession on their side than kind of the traditional West Coast offense. And also, people sleeping on KC's defense. Spagnuolo's did a great job with that defense. I think the defense can really pressure with Chris Jones. And so I just don't trust Lamar this time. I like Lamar. I don't trust him in the big game, too. Definitely I pick KC. And then in the NFC Championship game, Detroit Lions. The reason why they're going to miss Debo. Debo were hurt. Debo were healthy, and playing. But Debo, they're going to miss Debo. Debo's a great weapon as far as running the ball as well as catching the ball. You look at the fact they barely beat the Packers last week at home because they were missing Debo. And so the Lions are so balanced offensively with Montgomery, Gibbs, and then Amon St. Brown, Laporta, offense off the chain. The defense is playing really well now, laying Wood down, really good performance against Tampa Bay. And so I think you're going to have a Lions Chiefs Super Bowl.
Wow, these are great analysis. You guys you're doing a great job. So I'll start with the Ravens and the Chiefs. I think they're gonna take them to they're gonna take the Chiefs to the vacants. And the reason why is when Lamar has struggled, has had the defense wasn't where it really needed to be. He didn't have all the weapons, so he was coming in having to be a superhero. What's great about this team is their balance, and the player that I think is going to give the Chiefs offense the problems because the Chiefs, um, the Bills took them off the hook a little bit sometimes on defense and in ways they could do it. That's not going to happen with the Ravens defense. And Kyle Hamilton is a beast, and I think he's a Swiss Army knife, and they can use him in so many different ways. When he went, when he was drafted, I'm like, this is a Ravens selection. Like they always, I'm like, is your boy? I thought they got a new GM. I'm like, when he went there and the way they can use him. But the other thing about it is the linebackers. You know, and so when you're talking about Kelsey and being able to lock him down in different ways, which is really the important part of this offense, and what their front can do with stopping the run, I just think they're gonna give them some problems, and I think you're gonna start seeing the dropsies. They took a little day, my guy caught a few passes last week, but I think you're gonna see the dropsies with that, and I think the Ravens' offense is going. I think they're gonna get after them. It's gonna be a struggle. It's gonna be a close game. And the other advantage I got, I said Tucker can kick. I sat down there. Tucker kicks from ever. I mean, he's gonna be and in that stadium, he don't miss. And so I think they got all the pieces. It's gonna be a close game because I think when you're trying to get somebody like Patrick Mahomes, you got to drag him through the mud to get him out of there. But I think they're gonna do it. On the other
And
side,
the question I have for you is,
huh?
I said, a question I have for you is, you always say that we got the can't trust list.
Yeah.
Who can we trust? You said it's going to be a close game. Who do you trust with 2 minutes left? Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
In this situation, I trust Lamar to do his thing. I think Lamar is ready for the moment. I think he's hurt enough, and and Lamar has come to these fights with less bullets. Now we looking at each other with the same stuff, or we looking at stuff. At least I got something, and I think Lamar is ready for this one. And this one, I feel really confident about Lamar. Lamar hurt enough. Lamar's like, I'm really confident. I think he is confident. Lamar's hurt enough, and so, but I think it's gonna be
I'm
tough.
confident
Like,
in Lamar too.
yeah,
But I'm confident in Lamar too. But
yeah.
on the other side, we still have Patrick Mahomes.
But I think I think he's gonna have, and it's not gonna be Patrick Mahomes that let him down. I think the guys around him gonna let him down. I think the guys around him gonna let him down. And I'm not gonna necessarily blame it on Patrick, but what we saw, look, man, Baltimore went into San Francisco and beat them like they stole something, and they was fully loaded. They had Debo in the house, and they out Debo. Like they out Debo. And so you got some. I'm glad we're talking about Baltimore. You got some Marlo Stansfields because it ain't just about Lamar. It's about them Queen. It's about like they got some
It's about,
cats on defense.
it's about Carl's boy, Roquan Smith.
Yeah, that they let
They
go.
traded away
Roquan
for.
Smith. Like they
Come
got some
on
real
now.
G's on. They got some real G's
They
on them
traded away
corners.
for
They got some
Claypool.
real G's on them corners in Baltimore. You know, like they looking forward to this, right? Everybody making it about Lamar and Patrick. Nah, no, that Baltimore defense, they got some real G's. They hear what everybody's talking about. They got a point to prove, and I think that's going to be part of it that people miss. And and Kyle, a lot of stuff that Patrick likes to do, Hamilton going to be in the middle of that. He going to have at least 1 or 2 picks. He got a nose for the ball, man. He just got a nose for the ball, and so that's what we're gonna start to see. Like man, they got another Reed over there. Like it's gonna be one of them things going on. So yeah, I think, and so I'm not really pushing back on uh, Patrick. I think Patrick is Patrick. I think his other cat's gonna let him down. When we look at the end of the game, we're gonna say Lamar played well, and we ain't gonna blame it really on Patrick. We're gonna be like them cats. Cinderella's glass slipper came in. They start dropping balls again, and Kelsey was getting tossed up because them linebackers gonna put something on him. They're gonna be there with him because they see him as the challenge, and so that's what we're gonna say. We're not gonna really put nothing on Patrick, and then we're gonna say Lamar did his thing. That's what I
Yeah,
believe.
when we talk about dogs, like Carl said, Kansas City has some dogs too in that secondary with L'Jarius Sneed now. They're certified dogs too. They come into play.
Yeah, but also, the Ravens got some dogs now on offense who ain't afraid to get down either, right? That likely kid is gonna be because especially if that likely kid is the X factor, and he putting the business on everybody, and we gonna see how they get tested. because you got to keep somebody home to check on Lamar. So that means you got to dedicate a little bit more assets to the box. That means them cats gonna be running, and they can. Before you had guys who you like, oh, we can't trust them out there. They got some guys you can trust out there. So it's gonna, like I said, this is not, it's gonna be a close game. I just think Lamar's ready to bring this home, but he also coming in there. He finally coming there with some dogs, and them dogs taking pride on it. They like Lamar. This ain't. They let them know this ain't on you, brother. We got you. And them guys on them defense like we got you. We got you. So we'll see that. On the
Lamar got
other
to take over
side,
himself.
yeah,
Lamar
on the
got to take over.
49ers,
Yeah.
Detroit side, and I gotta think, I gotta give this to him. I'm gonna give you a moment to thank my brother Carl, because I've only been to Lambeau Field twice. Both times I've been to Lambeau Field, it's been for the Lions, and
True.
both times them Lions showed up. They
They
showed up
showed out. They showed out.
in a really tough environment. They showed up when they after they knew they was out the playoffs, and Green Bay still had a chance to do it, and Aaron Rodgers was the coach, was the quarterback, and they shut that stuff down. And me and Hamp was like, man, I mean, Campbell had them ready. Then we went this year. Thanks to my brother, we went this year. We sat a little farther up, but it still was good. And them Lions came in, and it was electric there too, wasn't it? It was electric.
It
Everybody
was,
ready to
man. It
go.
was.
And them boys, man,
Thursday
Campbell be
night.
having them
Thursday
ready
night.
on the
Thursday
road.
night.
And the one thing we saw, and they kind of turned it a little bit, if the 49ers get down, what's the record? Like, he finally turned it around. They front runners. And people ain't giving Jared Goff enough credit. So I'm going, I'm I'm a little bit of a homer, but I after watching what Green Bay did, and I don't think that was a fluke. I think the Lions gonna come out there and get some out there, because I love, somebody said today, I love when I watch Dan Campbell be in an argument, in a fight with the fourth down. Like, he's never seen anybody on fourth down fighting himself. Like, that cat is just, he's all in, and the players believe it. So I'm probably wishful thinking, but and I don't trust Brock. Everybody's talking about Lamar. I don't trust Brock.
I don't trust Brock either.
I'll
And,
say I
and,
don't see
and
nobody here trust
I
Brown.
said that
yeah,
report this week about they wanted Tom Brady over him. They don't trust Brock.
yeah. I mean, if you were to rank the four quarterbacks, right, who are playing right now, he probably one you least trust out of all four,
He's fourth.
right?
He's
So,
fourth. He's fourth by far.
and you out there without Debo, yeah, man, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be hard, but I've had a chance to watch how Campbell's team walk into stadiums, and boy, he walks in and he lets that stuff drop when he walk in. Like, we dropping and we doing our stuff. So I got Detroit on that one as well. So, man, this is gonna be a great weekend. You know, we'll have a lot to talk about next week. But I appreciate y'all, man. Like we said, we're gonna find out what the hell Pinky Tuscadero is going on in Milwaukee, because Hammer gonna let us know. He gonna have his ear to the streets. So when we come back on the next podcast, Hammer will have been on the ground in Milwaukee, and we'll come back with more information. Because, like I told y'all,
I
there ain't nobody in
was there
America
last
who
weekend.
probably know
I was
more
there last
about
weekend,
Milwaukee
bro.
than Hammer.
Fourth back.
His intel on Milwaukee is second to none. So what we don't know, we will find out next week with Hammer. Now, some things he might not be able to tell you because he can't let his sources because he got some other reasons why he got his sources, but ain't nobody gonna know more about Milwaukee and what's going on there than Hammer. So we look forward to any reports you bring back to the table.
Yes, sir.
We also looking to have a college basketball conversations. Y'all check that out coming up forward. Our coach Cecil and Hammer have been hitting these basketball games, so we're gonna come back and try and get them into the mix. College basketball is making us wrong, so we got a lot coming on. Stick with us. Please provide us with that feedback. Help us grow. We thank y'all for engaging us wherever you get. I've been getting a little bit more engagement on the TikTok, and I'm not, I'm an old cat, but this TikTok, I've been engaging some folks on TikTok. It's been great with some of this stuff. So thank y'all for doing that. But y'all can also catch us on Facebook. Y'all get us on YouTube. Y'all in that Xverse, whatever they call it. We ever there. Instagram. We there. But if you come wrong, we will give you that Matumbo figure. We don't play that. So don't come. You better come correct. So until next time, I know we have to give some flowers before we go, and then we'll sign off. So let's do this flowers real thing because we got to drop the mic. Y'all might have some. Who wants to give some flowers out real quick?
I can.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's appropriate to give it to Jim Harbaugh. He was able to return back to his alma mater and put him on top, and also deal with again adversity. Dealt with the whole season. Said I think it's the second time I've done this, but I just want to give him flowers because he's leaving Michigan finally, which we knew was going to happen. And so I wish him well. He's been my Bears, my Stanford Cardinal, turned them around, made them relevant again. So I think that the Chargers, he'll be that team I'll watch because of him, only because of him. I don't like the Spounces, but the Spounce finally did something right for their fans. So by getting Harbaugh, so I give him credit. So I give my flowers to Jim Harbaugh, the new coach of the Los Angeles Chargers.
All right, so I'll give
Go ahead, Darno.
my flowers to Joel Embiid. Right now is the hands down MVP of the league. Well, he's the MVP of the league, reigning MVP of the league, but it looks like he's going back to back. He might even be unanimous at this point because I read the stat that as far as protecting the rim, he has the third best percentage at shots defended against at the rim, and that's when you juxtapose that to what he's doing on the offensive end, leading the league in scoring, just came off a 70-point game. Joel, he's on a mission right now. We'll see if it translates to the playoffs, but right now he's got to stay in the moment. The big fellas.
There you go. I want to give mine to, if this is all true, I want to give my flowers early up to Sharon Moore. Who the national championship wouldn't have happened if he wouldn't have held it together. He had to hold it together in 3 straight games. With Penn State, with Maryland, and then the Ohio State. He beat Ohio State. He got them going out spending $13 million in NIL because they got to figure it all out. And I would say Ward Manuel, because if he's doing this to be able to, in a big time program, be able to elevate, which amounts to what the first black coach in the history of the university. Hopefully, they put all the support behind him to be able to do this. I just hope want to wish him well. So I want to be one of the first. If he's, I think this is the direction it's going to go. I just want to be able to say that to him and Ward and in the transition and to keep this thing going. So I want to give Sharon Moore, and I'll go Ward Manuel with that as well. And handle his transition. I'm looking forward to having the brother do it. He might even get me to get a baseball cap back, get my Michigan hat on. The brother lead me. All right, we'll see y'all on the side. Please check us out on Real Sports Guys on all platforms. One thing, my brother's here. It's always fun. Y'all made my day today. Had me laughing. I'm looking forward to this conversation. We'll see you all on the other side.
Ready for the day the Lord called on me. The my decisions, man, they all on me. I can't do this away from
Hey, yo, Neil.
Hey,
what's up?
I
got you.
Got you.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Grammy. Free my brother.